granddaughter of Lois and Jim Boydston. She has attended the church since she was a young child, is my understanding, and she went to lay speaking for youth. And I learned at a meal that Laura and Cassandra and I shared after we canoed together that she attended lay speaking, and I said, well, we need to do something about that. We need to have you come and share a message with us. And so only God can do it. As worship talked about and putting youth in our worship service for ushers and leaders and lay leaders, that we realized that this would be a perfect opportunity to invite Cassandra to be with us. And so I invite Cassandra to now bring the message this morning.
The sermon today focuses on 1 Timothy 4:12. Do not let anyone treat you as if you are unimportant because you are young. Instead, be an example to the believers with your words, your actions, your love, your faith, and your strength. In the scripture today, the Apostle Paul is writing a letter to young Timothy. Timothy was being criticized for being too young to be in leadership. In those days, being a youth was considered anyone under 4 years old. They were considered too young to have gained true wisdom. Nothing was wrong with the way he led. He was being criticized for being too young to hold the level of responsibility that a church leader may find him or herself in. Apostle Paul's advice to Timothy was, don't give these people any grounds to criticize you. Set an example. Do not let people look down on you because you are young, but set an example for all believers. The Bible has many other examples of youth being used by God. Some of the more popular are David, who killed Goliath, and Mary's mother, Jesus. How do we need to set an example? Paul cites 5 areas where we can set an example in our lives. He lists speech, behavior, love, faith, and purity. Speech. Speech is such an integral part of our everyday lives. Speech has a huge impact on everyone around us. If you are mean to another person, it can affect your mood, and it will affect the other person's mood and their opinion of you. Anyone else who saw you being mean to that person will also have a bad opinion about you. Speech is not just the things you say, but the things you type. What you say on the internet is a reflection of you. For example, if you post unchristian-like things on Facebook or MySpace, you are being untrue about your Christian life, and you are fitting into what the world wants you to be. If you use swear words, cut down others, spread rumors, or pretend to be somebody you aren't, it can give others reasons to criticize you. People won't trust you as a friend, as a leader, or as a Christian. Behavior. Behave in a Christian-like way. People are watching what you do while you are out in public. They take note of how we treat others, act around our friends, how we react when someone is mean to us, and even the activities we are doing. How do you feel when you're driving and get cut off? It irritates most of us, and everyone has seen those videos of people clearly overreacting when someone has wronged a person on the road. I know a man who was driving in downtown Chicago. He and his friends were coming home from a party when a man cut in front of them. Instead of just forgetting about it, he passed him and then kept hitting his brakes hard, so the man would have to slam on his brakes to keep from crashing. When they stopped at a red light, the man who cut them off got out of his car with a baseball bat and proceeded to hit the car with it. When they went to the police station to press charges on the man who hit the car, the policeman told the friends that the man had just been on his way home from the hospital. You see, his dad had just died from a severe heart attack and died. The man did not mean to cut off the friend's off. He had just been very upset and wasn't paying as much attention as he should have been to the road. When the friends started slamming on the brakes in front of him, he just had enough and snapped. Even though they were both in the wrong, the boys were getting so upset about getting cut off in the man because he smashed up the boy's car. The boys learned a valuable lesson. You never know what is going on in someone else's life. The student next to you may have to go home to drunk parent teacher. The coworker may be dealing with a cheating spouse. The worker at the grocery store may have just been diagnosed with cancer. You can never be sure. If you always try to be nice to people and show them kindness, then you are living up to God's plan for His growth. Remember that you don't know what a person has gone through in their lives, and if you overreact, you can set them into a depression or rage against you. Someone is watching your behavior at all times, whether it is God, a peer, a child who looks up to you, or your parents. Love. Your behavior can show your love towards others. For example, instead of getting upset when a person is mean to you, try turning the other cheek and saying something nice instead. Many bullies are people who don't have kindness are not used to people being kind to them. They try to hurt others because they have been hurt. Introduce them to God's love by being a good example of a Christian. Faith. Do you deny your faith or express your faith at school, at work, in public, or on the internet? Don't allow your friends to bring you down. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it is hard to do so. Don't let them post inappropriate things on your Facebook wall. Let them know that you think this is wrong. Others will look at you as a role model if you stand up for your faith when it is tough. The failure to stand up for your religion can also have a negative effect on how people perceive you. Period. Lastly, don't be fake. The way you are around adults, like your parents or the pastor, should be the same way as how you act around your friends. Stand up for what is right. Be true to yourself and have a pure heart. Be proud of the fact that you are a child of God. Don't care too much about the material things like the best car, the best clothes, or the nicest house. When you have a pure heart, then you can truly listen to God and what He wants for your life. To have a pure heart, take the time to be quiet and pray, and listen to what God says. Our own pastor gave up her retirement because she had a pure heart and was real herself. She listened to what God called her to do, and even though she questioned God for interrupting her life, she followed His way rather than her own. As young people, we may try to plan our future and what we will become someday. The lesson of a pure heart is that God will tell us what He wants us to do if we take the time to listen. Conclusion. It's sometimes hard to do what's right, but the harder we try to follow these things, the less we will be criticized for being young, and the more we will be trusted to be true leaders in the church and community. Some people say that children are the church of tomorrow, but I believe that we are part of the church today, and we need to get involved and be leaders in our church and community.
I think that Cassandra left us with a powerful message for all of us, something to think about, how we live our day-to-day lives, what it says, who we really follow, and what we really believe. So thank you.